Good day, and thank you for joining me for another period of 5-minute Bible time. And I hope this day is finding you well. Today we'll be looking at the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah immediately follows Ezra, and I don't think I mentioned this in the video for Ezra, but I should mention it now, that in the book of Ezra, there is a return, and we should understand that both of these looking at the return of the people from captivity. So in the book of Ezra, uh, from the start of the book, we have the return of the people with Zerubbabel. And then Ezra himself actually returns later, about chapter 7, I believe. Let me just check that really quickly. Okay. So, yes, he does return in about chapter 7. That is when Ezra actually goes back to Jerusalem. So when Nehemiah eventually returns there, Ezra has already been there for a while, and for a couple of years, or for a number of years, I should say. And Ezra was a priest, he's been teaching the people, and Nehemiah is still in Persia, and he is the king's cupbearer. We can see this at this beginning of chapter 2. He tells us that he's the king's cupbearer, meaning he was pretty close to the top of authority. So in chapter 1, somebody comes, or there's some men, one of them is named Hanani, arrives, and they report the state of affairs in Jerusalem to Nehemiah. And then Nehemiah now wants to go and improve the station of his people, or the situation. He's told that the walls are in ruins, but at this point the temple building has been completed. So Nehemiah in chapter 2 asks the king, because the king could see something was not well with him, and he just asks him to allow him to return back to Jerusalem. For some chapters, I actually think there are a good bit of chapters which are very good in the book. I actually picked out a good number of them. But so the book takes us from the return of Nehemiah to the completion of the building of the wall, and then Nehemiah does some more reforms of the people and everything, and that is in the morality, because they were just not taking everything very seriously. So Nehemiah returns and the wall is rebuilt. And if you like, that can be a summary for the book of Nehemiah, the rebuilding of the walls of Jerusalem. So the chapters, I picked chapter 1, the report to Nehemiah about the situation. Chapter 2, the return of Nehemiah. Chapter 3, the beginning of the rebuilding of the wall. Chapter 4, same as Ezra, who encountered opposition when rebuilding the temple. They encountered opposition while building the wall. And this is the same group of people who were already in the land. Chapter 5, Nehemiah is appointed to be the governor. Chapter 6, a conspiracy to kill Nehemiah. Chapter 8, we find a familiar name, Ezra. We see him teaching the people. And I want to assume the entire time he was there, he's been teaching the people. Chapter 10, renewal of the covenant. And then chapter 13, Nehemiah continues doing more reforms to bring the people to the level that they needed to be. This is a lot to cover, but I think if you have that above your chapters, you will definitely be able to pick up on a lot of information, and it'll be very useful to you. And I wanted to think maybe Nehemiah, including Ezra as well, are one of those books where people might be a little bit confused when they read them. So I hope that will definitely help you go through it and understand what exactly is going on. And in Nehemiah, there are a number of people listed. I just wanted to point out that seeing these people, and not all of them are listed just for the sake of their returning from captivity, but if we consider in Chronicles, where it was giving those genealogies as well, I think we can see how important it would be to these people who are returning, so that they can settle into the land without issue. So again, the book of Nehemiah, the rebuilding of the walls and the reforms of the people. I hope this has definitely been helpful to you. I know I gained a lot from that, because as I said, I learn along with you as well when I do these. So I hope you enjoy your Bible time. Thank you.